Hello guys, it is 5MG Matthew 5 here with my first video about Pokemon Go, PvP, GBL, Silph Arena, whatever. And I welcome you to the tournament of the WWU campus. And the WWU campus is in America. And yeah, they are hosting a tournament about the Labyrinth Cup right now. In case you don't know what the Labyrinth Cup is it's a Silph. It's created by Silph Arena, and the rules are that there are obviously bans like Azumarill, Defense Deoxys, Surfetch'd, and other top meta Pokemon. And the only requirement is that you have to bring a team of 6 Pokemon to the tournaments, and none of these can share a typing. For example, there cannot be 2 water types or 2 flying types. And with the few Pokemon that I got, I was able to build a team, which actually is pretty strong according to PvPoke. It's BCCB, so B coverage, C safety, C bulk, and B consistency. And that team is consisting of a Chestnut, a Skarmory, a non-XL Diggersby, a shiny Kanto Ninetales, absolute flex by the way, a Shadow Golduck, so also bringing in some spice in these tournaments, and a Galvantula. So all in all, those are, except Golduck, those are pretty meta Pokemon. So I'm pretty happy that I have them built, and also double moved, and and this is round 1 of the tournament, and the opponent we're going up against is Winstonthechamp. As you can see, and this is his team. As you can see, it is very scary. It is consisting of a Mandibuzz, a Politoed, a Unova Stunfisk, a Toxicroak, a Alolan Ninetales, and a Credilli. So also, he is also bringing the spice, but also a lot of top meta Pokemon with it. The first thing I noticed is that his team is pretty strong against mine. So we have it's like 5 out of 6 Pokemon on this team beat my Diggersby, which is not ideal because Diggersby is I think the tankiest Pokemon I have in this team. The rest are pretty glassy, which is a big problem. And also, for example, Credilli also wins against 4 out of 6. It wins against 4 out of 6 of my Pokemon, so also a very big, spicy threat. And yeah, let's just hop straight into the battles. So I only have recorded 2 battles because my dumbass forgot to record the first one, which I won by the way. And and here we see that I go Skarmory and they go Ninetales. So pretty neutral matchup, I guess. Both are dealing neutral damage to each other. And it just depends on who outspams the other, which in this case Ninetales. So actually, it is not that great of a matchup for Skarmory. I let this Weather Ball go because I know it won't KO, obviously. Now here I overfarm and thinking they wouldn't get to another Weather Ball before I get to the Brave Bird, and yeah, I was wrong. And I shield actually to preserve some health on my Skarmory. I go straight for the Sky Attack, but they sneak through a Powder Snow through, which is very unfortunate. And they shield the Sky Attack, which is pretty nice. Now we're even shields, and now they are throwing their next Weather Ball, which I let go because I know that I can survive this. I can survive this pretty closely, and I want to go for the Brave Bird, but I notice that I won't be able to make it there in time, so I just go for the Sky Attack, which if it connects does a decent amount of damage. It actually gets the second shield, which is very odd. I guess my opponent wants to retain Switch then. So I come in with the Galvantula because Chestnut has a very poor matchup against Ninetales. I shield this Weather Ball because Galvantula is very squishy, as you all know. And I tried to go for the lunge, but they already add another Weather Ball. This just proves how spammy Alolan Ninetales is, guys. So Weather Ball coming through deals a pretty decent chunk of damage to my Galvantula. I throw the lunge, and that should be enough to KO the Ninetales. Let's see. It is, fortunately, so very nice. And now, what is their next Pokemon? It is the Unova Stunfisk. Horrible matchup for my Galvantula. I stay in because I want them to force throw their energy, because I would be able to get to a lunge and debuff their attack, which they wouldn't appreciate that. So Mud Bomb comes through, kills me. I have my Chestnut lined up against the Unova Stunfisk. They swap out into a Mandibuzz, and this is pretty much over because Mandibuzz is an absolute tank and walls Chestnut because it has access to Aerial Ace, which deals double super effective damage to Chestnut because of that grass fighting typing. Now I go here for a double super powers, which actually would be neutral because of that dark flying typing on the Mandibuzz. But as you can see right now, yeah, that does barely do any damage, and that wasn't even a debuffed superpower. So this one is going to do even less damage, and even more underwhelming damage. Yeah, no, this is over. And yeah, it was a bit laggy against mutual lag because neither of us threw any moves. Now the air release is gonna go through, and that is GG. So very nicely played by my opponent. Nothing that I could have done there. And yet, let's hop into the next battle. Here we go, guys. This is the third and final battle of round 1 against Winstonthechamp. So let's see what he brings in. I come in with Golden, he brings Credilli. Awful matchup. Awful. Now, because the abilities, everything is gonna throw except the Stone Edge is super effective against my Golduck, and I can only deal neutral and also super effective damage with the Cross Chop. But just it Credilli gets the grass not so quickly. Just it's incredible. Now I farm up a bit and throw, but to prevent fast moves, but they sneak through. They sneak a Bullet Seed through, which is very unfortunate. I go for the Crossfire, which gets a shield. Now they're at their 4th Bullet Seed, and I catch the Grass Knot on my Chestnut, which is huge. Now it takes 4 Bullet Seeds to get to a Grass Knot and 5 to get to Stone Edge. So they swap into their Alolan Ninetales, which is a very poor matchup for my Chestnut. It can deal neutral damage with everything because of that Ice Fairy typing, but it gets the final shield, which is very curious, and they actually throw, which is very nice because they definitely could have farmed down. And yes, I don't shield my Chestnut because I realize it doesn't have play anymore against this team. And now I do a very big mistake here. I should have come with the Galvantula, because I almost had a cross chop on my Golduck that I could have thrown at the Credilli since it was energy dry, and also Galvantula is a halfway decent matchup against this Alolan Ninetales. And as you can see, this mistake turned out to be very bad. It turned out to be very bad for me, as you can now see, because I shield the Weather Ball because I want to keep my Golduck alive. They're already in another Weather Ball. I know this won't KO because the Weather Ball is resisted because of that water typing. It still chunks because Golduck is incredibly glassy, especially if it's Shadow. So I throw the Crosshair, which should KO the Alolan Ninetales, and it does. I want to insta swap, and they come in with the Unova Stunfisk. And this is practically over. Absolute hardest wall to my Galvantula that you can possibly ask for. And yes, this horrible matchup for my Galvantula. The Volt Switches and Discharges are triple resisted. The Lunges are single resisted, but those don't do much damage either. So yeah, this is a pretty unfortunate if you ask me. I could have played that better. I was here. I just gave up because I knew it was over. It was pretty outraged actually. I was really mad after this loss because I definitely could have played better. I could have read their teams, but I could have read his team better. And yeah, I just also did a crucial mistake, which I also then realized, and I was very angry about that. So, but hey, you can't have anything in life, so just go on with it. Just deal with it and go on. So sadly, the first round is a loss for me, and um, but then there's still 5 more rounds to go, which the following rounds I will also post on my YouTube. And this is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this content. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you do, and well, see you next time. Bye.